should have gone through to everything, and we should actually be getting a stream on Restream right now. That's the way this should be, in theory, working, unless I've somehow screwed the pooch a little bit. So we'll figure it out. I have no idea because I'm still very new to this whole thing, and I'm not doing myself any favors in that I'm doing these streams once a week rather than like, I don't know, daily, like you see some people doing. So yeah, if I check my emails, I think I'll get a thing from YouTube that says like, you're live. Yep, cool, I'm live. It's not a request show. Don't know why it's picked this as a request show. That's not what this is. It is still very much me doing some gamingy things. Hello, Brandy. I've got Brandy at my feet already. That's a record in terms of just how quickly she chose to come and bother me, pester me, come and say hello to you folks, that kind of thing. So, yeah, what I might do then, just so that it's there for myself, is I'm just going to load up the YouTube thing just here so I can see that's there. We've got Tar Eddie Munson here. Hello, Tar. Nice to see you. To see you, nice. Yeah, hope you're all right. I'll just also double check that I am indeed also live on Facebook and Twitch as well today. I decided to not go down the Instagram route because it in portrait is a bit awkward. Yeah, so that's where we're at. God's sake, it should. This isn't what that is. Right, I'm going to have to bloody ask for a little bit of grace while I just maybe potentially change this bloody description, because this is. YouTube's got it wrong and it shouldn't have done this. So allow me just a second to try something. If I can pop into here, change the title of the show, change the description of it. That way you're not being told it's a request show, because that's not what this is. I'm not playing some music. I'm just playing some stupid Scrabble online, because that is how I roll. That is exactly how interesting I am. Yeah, that's kind of the purpose of why I've been doing certain streams. It's not just going to be all music all the time. Much as I like music, I have other interests, and I wanted to try some stuff and, you know, show it myself, because I'm a bit of a board game nerd. However, I'm not a massive board game nerd in that, like, I really like some dense games like Nemesis or shit like that. But I have an interest in board games stemming from when I first got into No Rolls Barred, which is a YouTube channel, kind of also done by the folks at Wrestle Talk and their sister channels and stuff. So through me being a fan of professional wrestling and seeing these wrestling YouTubers start playing board games, I then got into certain board games. My favorite one is undoubtedly chess, and I played that last month. In my spirit bid to do new like gaming streams every month, I thought I'd do another game which I do quite enjoy playing in Scrabble. And it's been a while. It's been a long, long while since I have done this kind of thing. But this kind of thing being, it's been a while since I've played Scrabble, probably about a year. So things are going to be a little bit different, but happy to kind of keep going. And basically, also, while I'm just filling this dead air, it's me just furiously going into like YouTube and Facebook and just changing the title and description, because for some reason it's called it the request show, which is not. So I'm just really wanting that to, yeah. What have we got in as part of this that I can change? The dashboard. I'm looking into Facebook and trying to see if I can edit post details. There we go. That, and then I go to this one, play go stream. Then I go into this one. Let's pop this there. Oh, it's also interesting, and basically you can't see any of it as far as I am aware, because, yeah. So I've got that, right. Facebook's now a go, and YouTube is a go, and I'm not checked Twitch yet, but I'm also probably can't be bothered at this current moment in time. So let's see what I can kind of do then from that standpoint. So Now, here we are. We are playing Scrabble today because it's a board game I quite enjoy. Been a while since I have done it. Hello, Tar and folks. And yeah, if you can hear me, everything and all, that's all good. For sake of this, I'm not going to like find a match or play an in-person person because it can take ages waiting on other people to like respond with moves and stuff. So when I do play Scrabble online, I just always play the computer. Um, let's just continue as guest. Let's go English UK. So here's a fun fact about the English UK dictionary of Scrabble is that the English UK dictionary for Scrabble includes about 17,000 more words than that of the US version, which includes all the swear words. You can say fucking in an English game of Scrabble than you can in American Scrabble. I'll repeat that. It can rephrase it because I said that badly. In English Scrabble, you can say fucking. In an American game of Scrabble, you can't. And that's why I always go with the UK version. Also, save certain awkwardness, like with, colour with a U in. So that kind of thing, rather than trying to go over certain things. So basically, let's start off. Oh, where are we? No, no, no. Where am I? What the fuck? Scrabble online. Jesus Christ, what the fuck happened? Right. So, play a computer, and then let's give that a crack. I'll just make sure that everything's fine on my end. So, let's go easy for now because it's been the first time in a long time that I've done this. So, let's see how well. Right. Renew. Okay. My strategy when it comes to Scrabble is to basically spam the crap out of these modifier tiles. So, if I've got a Q, then and a U, that's gonna help. So I could maybe try like I don't know. I was hoping for something like quest, but I can't do that. So what I'm gonna try and do is I want to maybe try and just like spam this as possible, like as easy as I can. I want to try and spam the queue and get it done, so it's not like just taking up space and being a pain in my backside. It's what I'm trying to go for. So, like, otherwise, and this is going to be the hardest part about Scrabble from a content standpoint is just trying to talk through all the times when I would otherwise be thinking. And that's going to be really, yeah, interesting. Ooh, I could probably go with something simple like guess. Because that's a word, and I've also used up a couple things, and then I can try and maybe try and squeeze the Q in somewhere else, unless right, I'll take that back just because I'm on a right track thing here. And there's a 45-minute timer on this, but hopefully it's going to be fine. I won't need to like worry about a bunch of shit. So if I tried something like Q, I'm thinking like Quinn. And can I... Okay, Quins. Plural of Quinn. Great, cool. And I can't do the second one, but I want to just... If I can try and rearrange this word just so that the Q is on one of the modifiers, that would make me really happy. So it's what I'm basically trying to go for here. If I was to go equal, right, what I can try and do, if I use E as a start, I can maybe do like equine, equine? Yeah, let me try. EQ in equine, because then I could stick this on. Does it have to have a thing on it? Equus. Oh, okay, right. What? If we go quas, quo, No. Okay, I'll have to go back to Quains because that at least that one got it. I just was hoping to, you know. So we've got that Quains, and then the reason one of the disadvantages, unfortunately, with playing the computer game is to yeah the big disadvantage on playing it on a computer is that you are um it gives an answer really quickly. It gives it like a response, which is great. But on the downside of it is that it means that from a timer standpoint, it's kind of useless because the computer will just respond basically instantly while you have to think for minutes and minutes. It's what I struggle like playing a computer on like chess, for instance. Irony. So, I've now got a load of fun letters with which to work. Um, and I'm basically trying to find a way to have something that ends in a Y that can kind of be as part of this. So, um, I'm thinking something like, uh, if I try something like Hasty, but with an S instead of a Z. Yes, I say Z, not Z. Hey, will that work? No. Hey G, kind of thing. Take that out. Gamey. Like that meat is rather gamey. Yes. Yes, mate. Oh, but now could I actually use the S and a H to make something like shamey? No. Fine. Worth a try. Gamey is what we're going with because that still gets me 22 points there. Right. I like that it gives a few seconds of the thing to think and whatnot. Sitcoms. My first thought of what to do in response to this is to stick an S on the end to make it double word score and then branch it off a little bit. It's what I'm thinking. So sitcoms, piece of piss, but also if I was to um, make like kind of thing. Oh, shall. And then EL must be a word. Egg. I mean, it's an easy 22 points for just placing one tile. So I think I'm just going to do that, even if I can't necessarily expand on it in much of an interesting way. I want to see what else I can. I think it's just an easy way to kind of get ahead a little bit. While I'm here, let's also just see if I can double check twitch.tv/Mark Gallagher Music, just so I can see if there is any kind of thing on there. Okay, that's not a good thing. It's not a good sign. Right. So the Twitch is offline, so that's not working on Restream, which is whatever. Okay, cool. I'll bear that in mind for next time. So, trading 13 points. I can still pull this back somewhat. If I've got UD, id, or ode, odd, or do it. No, okay. Odd would get me a very easy 9 points and use up the triple word score thing, but I don't want to do it yet if I want to try and do something a bit more imaginative, is but if I go with odd, that's better. Stick a H there. We've got ho, as well as the add here. Can I do something else while I'm there, like whole hog and ghee? Yes. Okay. Can I expand this a bit more? I cannot. Right, I guess I'll have to just take it there. That's a good use of the triple word score. Okay, I'm a bit. I feel a bit better about that now. That's good. Okay. Whew. Wrote. Okay. At this point, I'd just be like trying to spam all the double word and triple letters and stuff, modifications and moderation, blah blah blah. That's what I would be going for if I was to try this. So, starting with T and trying to make something through there. Nope. So many L's and other vowels and shit. I know L is a given name. But it won't allow that, and I don't want to use up all the consonants and then be left with just vowels of which to try and make words. So, see what other kind of direction I can go in with, like, I was thinking something like this instead of quell, but no. Okay. Give me a bit of a trickier one. I just realised that I have a Y, but ugly would be a cool little something there. I know you can use a turn to just like skip or swap tiles, but I'm going to do neither of those. Starting to get a bit crowded, so I need to make longer words to do something, but it's also really challenging. So if I was to just go with tell, at the very least, I have got into a double word score there, even though it's a very basic 4-letter word. And then I can just hope for something like an A and an L to make renewal, but it's going to be a while. I got an A for renewer, but not an L, which is annoying. Veal. Great, cool. I don't know what to do with that. Renew all, because now it's... So, first thought is something like... I could, or at least I should be able to use that word as a colloquial contraction of... It's not even a contraction, it's just a shortened, very colloquial word for vagina. So vag should totally be allowed in Scrabble. God's sake. I could do veg, short for vegetables. Will it say veg for that reason? It will. So it'll have veg, but it won't have vag. That's annoying. Right, okay. So I want to use up the triple word thing, but I don't want to just waste it on stuff. I liked what I managed to do here with odd, hog, and gi and ha all in one thing. That was quite a good turn for just placing 3 tiles. So maybe it's very basic, but it's the best thing I could think of. It's just the like pulsing thing right now. But yeah, especially I've got another bloody thing, another V here as well. Craze. Okay, I see it. Just seeing if I could like find a way to take that double letter score thing, but it's not quite likely. So from where can I go? So I'm thinking like Mika or something like that with an A on the end, but you know can pull like flesh the word out, and I'm just kind of placing tiles randomly, seeing if there are words that are like coming to me, and that's one of the like good things that you do have when playing this kind of Scrabble, rather than having a physical board where you have to just visualize shit, and you can't really place tiles down until you actually have a word. This allows me to kind of search for it a bit more, even if it's you know a bit challenging. So and I've just got a load of vowels which I need to basically try and lose here. I'm thinking I've got a U and a V and an A. I'm thinking like guava kind of thing. So just looking at this and seeing if I can try and pull something out. Bava, beaver, bova. Bova, is that a thing? No. Ava's a very basic one, and I want to try something else with it. If there is Ava, can I do like a vab? AV? No. I don't want to use just basic bitch words, but I can't. It's been a while and I'm not very good at this. And the whole point isn't me being good. It's not about me being good. It's me just trying shit, okay? Pale. Okay? And P. Except what is P in this context? A Hebrew letter. Okay, fine. Ava meaning at all. I've never heard that, but okay. So, I now desperately need to make something with this. So, I will. I just want to try and be more imaginative than, well, I just want to try and be a bit more imaginative than just putting B. Fe is the chemical element for iron. Ferrum is the Greek word from which it comes. But I want to try. Fab. Fi. I also just realized I've got something like union here, which I could make union or onion. So if there's like a spare stranded like fucking spare N that I could attach that to make union, that'd be really interesting. Fair. Oh my god, I wish I had a K because I could make knife, which I can't, but bife is not a word. Vibe. Surely there's got to be like a fuck. Ugh, damn, because I know they're gonna like get it with something else if I don't. So I want to try and get it at the first opportunity. Is kind of like the strategy of which I'm going in this. And damn, bloody. Okay. I'm not entirely sure. Uh, I'm thinking just trying to get something else in there instead. Or Black Sarlacc. Sadly, no Spanish bueno allowed. It could possibly give it a try. I'll give it a try because I think that like even I think bueno has made its way into like vernacular. That's actually a really good shout, Black Sarlacc. Nice to see you. Ich hoffe, dass dir geht es gut. Bueno. Oh, that's really annoying because it is a Spanish word in origin and it hasn't yet made its way into. Oh, you're right. Du hast recht. That is fuck's sake. And you've got to just kind of ask which, bloody. Oh, hang on. It says word validation English US up there and not English UK when I asked for that dictionary. So, bueno would be fantastic. And it should be a word. It's used as a brand name for certain kinds of chocolate, like Mars and Bounty and things like that. So you could argue it as its use of a word there and also vernacular, but it is a Spanish word in origin, so that's, yeah. But Black Sarlacc ist sehr, sehr gut, dich hier zu sehen. So, ja, schon wieder. Ich mache Livestream an diesem Montag, sowie jedes Montag dieses Jahr werde ich Livestream machen und nicht immer meine Livestreams sind von Musik. Einmal monatlich ich mache Gaming-Streams dieses Weg. Wir machen wir spielen Scrabble. So yeah, it'd be fun to. I have tried doing like German Scrabble before against like a robot and stuff, but yeah, it's really my word knowledge is too basic. I have done things like the German Wordle. That's interesting. I've not done that in about a year. Maybe I can try that as like a little break between this game as and when we're finished. But yeah. Oh, bueno is a really good suggestion as well. It's really annoying. Okay, so oh, I can't do because of phenotype. No. Yeah, let's just go with Fen because I'm giving up. So Black Salak says, "I love that we both try to respond in a language that we're not native in, and das ist unglaublich richtig und wichtig von beide uns." It's really fun that we kind of do that. So last week, I think it was, I saw my friend in Chester, which is about an hour away from me, and she was visiting. Um, can I pause the game just to like have a chat? Can I do that? No, it's not going to work. Okay. So, anyway, I was chatting with my friend who's from Germany and was visiting, and her and also her friend. We basically had a really fun case of just code switching because we're both like they're fluent in English because most Germans are, to be honest. I'm not fluent in German, but I'm good. At least I can kind of say what I want to say and I can kind of understand things, even though like my grammar is terrible. So it was fun the way we were kind of just having this really good conversations. We were just like going between languages, not for sake of like understanding, but for case of like Sprachgefühl, just the what like the feel of the language. So yeah, that's quite nice. And yeah, that's why Black Sark and I we respond in each other's language because we we're being nice, I guess. I'm so thinking about like could I get the same word twice? If I was to, if hypothetically, ut was a word. Oh, didn't know that. Okay. So, IT and TE, it's a easy 6 points, but it's also a bit boring. I want to try something a bit more interesting. If I go. Guter. Um, tubed. Tubed is interesting. Okay. Where would you? So we've got a T, a U, a B, and a D. It's two. It's a case of finding where to fit it in as well. That's the other fucking difficult part of this. Um, T, U, B. I hate. I hate that a German guy has just kind of outsmarted me in a way like with English Scrabble. That's annoying. That's really annoying. But it's also that's yeah. Well done. Well done. D from his squid for tubed. I'm not sure if that's okay. Yeah, you got it. Well done, bless all of this. Great. Jesus Christ. Dow using a blank letter thing, tile for that. Okay, cool. I could probably make something out of this then. Uh, So let's see what I can. I'm just gonna try some shit. So, okay. EO Po. I mean, I know that I know that Po is a Deutsch word, but it's a very rude Deutsch word, and I'm not gonna be able to use it. So that's annoying. I'm basically trying to see if just like I could sneakily do that. I can't, so I'm gonna have to try and start it in another way. So like, uh, uh, if I let's just stick with that. It's a bit basic, as are most of my choices here, but I'm just spamming like the modifier tiles to the best of my ability to try and just get an edge, and that's why currently I have a small little lead here. Um, so tail and if that's a good little something there. Tails, and now we've got a bunch of fucking shit. We've got Nix, which is a good thing. Can right, we've got Nix, which is cool. XI, I think Z is always a valid thing except for when it's tied to other stuff. But so we've got Wix, the website editor, which might have some kind of word in something else, but yeah. Right. See what I can do. Oh. Pixel? Pix. Pix. That'll just have to do because that way I've gotten rid of the fucking thing. And then I can maybe try hoax. That's what I'm going to do next time. Hoax is going to be a little something. Lame. Don't care. Hoax. Win is too basic. You are very right there, Mr. Basalak. Yeah. Let's go with hoax there. Unless I can try and... No, I can't. I'm just going to go with hoax because it gets rid of the W. And now I'll just try and go from there. It's kind of takes these like out of the question, but also I've got a really comfortable lead at the moment against the robot, so right. Gia. Can I do... Okay. I don't know what when even means, but I'll play it. What's when? A benign tumour of the skin. Re being the letter, the second tone of the diatonic musical scale. Re should not be a letter. That's not a, sorry, not a letter. That... Right, give me a second, because that's annoyed me. Re is apparently a fucking word here because it's the second tone of the diatonic musical scale. That's not even a word, that's a syllable. Do, re, mi, fa. Like, those aren't... They're just sounds that don't have any actual meaning. Like, I disagree with Ray's status as a word there on the basis is that, like, if it appears in a dictionary is to define what a word means, and Ray has no inherent meaning. Like, that... No. I don't like that at all. That's really annoying me. Fuck's sake, you fucking... And I love music, and I love words about music, especially when you can squeeze something like clef into a Scrabble game, which I can absolutely maybe try for the next game here. But yeah, I'm like, what the... How? How'd that happen? God's sake. Right, so they've done oaks and oi. Oi being the like the way to get someone's attention in like British English. It's kind of like hey. Black Solix says about Ray. I've got a fun thing to say about it from the standpoint of I've got a fun thing to say about the musical scale from the standpoint of other musicians. I don't know if you, Black Starlight, are also a musician, but I know that in like German music notation, you've got your notes in the scale A, B, C, D, E, etc. But I know that you don't have... I know that you have the letter H. You've got the note H. So you've got the note A, and then what we would call B flat, you call B, and then the note that we would call B, you call H, before then you go to C. And that's a stupid thing. But in terms of like Re, solfege, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, like in Spanish and Italian, those like are the notes. Like C is do. Like in English, we use like a modular solfege system where do is the first note of the scale. So you could go do, re, mi, fa, sol, but you could also start that on any note. So I could give you an F. F is do re mi fa so, and basically in our English, like do is just the first letter. Sorry, it's the first note of the scale. Whereas in Spanish and Italian, do is C and C is do. That is its name, and it's a fixed solfege system. So that's rather an interesting thing about like solfege and the way that works. So I had a fun little case where I was teaching a Spanish student, and then I went to the note B, and I was like, right, so you just got this note B here, and she went, okay, so C, and then I said, no, it's B. I thought she meant C, but she meant CSI, which is do re mi fa sol la si do. C is their word for B, and we had like a little back and forth until it kind of got cleared up. So yeah, Black Starlight claims so he's done music gymnasium, so he's learned some music. Okay, cool. So you're not like a complete infant in terms of your music knowledge. Right, we are very low on tiles now, so I've basically got to. It's very crowded, and I've got to do whatever I can to. Yeah, can I do gifty? No, fine. It's a bit basic, but yeah. Rude. Why are you gonna be so rude? Cool. Basically, whatever I do next, I've won. There's no way you're gonna be able to catch up. Um, I realize that I'm also gesturing with my mouse, but annoyingly, the cursor doesn't show. Oh wait, no, the cursor does show up. Okay, cool. You can see it's fine. Right. So yeah, there's no way that this robot's gonna win. If I was to do like tie. See if I can try and do something a bit more interesting. So a. Have So I see. I like that. I'm thinking if there's like a way I can try and squeeze another letter in to make it, but it's not going to work. So I'll have to just let that be part of something else. So let's just do that until um, persons run out of things, and then maybe the game will end. Let's see what I can do here then. So, oh, I forgot to place a tile before submitting. Oh, so they've chosen to just like, okay, cool, great. Boom. Submit. Great, I win. Woo. I win. Lovely stuff. So what I'll just do now instead of what I'm going to do is now we're here, I want to basically have a little break and just try another like little word game thing. Because there, we spoke about like Wordle. Come on, is it option U, Wordle? Because it's fun for me. So Wordle, that's right. Yeah. So Wordle. My Wordle strategy, and I used to play this game and variants of it. I used to play it like every day, and there were several variants of which. So you have main Wordle, You had Quordle, which was four at once, Quordle sequence, which was four of them, but you had to do it at like, one at a time. Then there was Octurdle, which is eight at once, Octurdle sequence. Those all had like, easy, medium, and hard difficulties. Then after that, I would then go to German Wordle. It's been about a year since I have done that, but I used to do it every day, and I kind of had like a set strategy for it. So with Wordle and also Wordle especially, my first words are adieu, which uses 4 out of 5 vowels, and then I would use the word sport to use the remaining vowels outside of umlauts, and that way it gives me like I've got 10 letters out of in just 2 turns, so it then gives me something off of which to go. So uh so now I'm thinking something like finger, and STIL. HIMEL. Nope. Finner. And then I can try and uh, move it in some fun way. So with an I and an E, I'm trying to think like words that will use those two letters for an E or an I sound. So like, the first thing that came to my mind is thief, but that's an English word. But I meant like kind of like fucking um fine kind of thing. So yeah. Um Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So they like had the idea of like begin, even though that's a very English word, because obviously the German word for that is Anfang, um, or Anfangen, to begin, the infinitive. So and then at this point, I would try and squeeze one of the umlauted vowels in, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I don't think there's going to be a realistic option of a word of 5 letters having 3 vowels in German. I don't think that's doable. Um, so um, um, the, it's not at all, but I'm just trying to eliminate other letters from the field. And okay, now I know that we've got 4 letters through which to work. So, hmm, uh, e, leg, bagel, something like that. Vegel, legume. No, leg, legit. Uh, big. This is a bit more challenging, a bit trickier for me. Uh, Bitte no, has not second. Yeah. So like, so if I try, hmm, what if I just put igloo for no reason, just to see the placement of these 2 letters? it won't have igloo because it's not a German word, which is fine. Uh, Liege, Liger, Heilig. Done it. Heilig. It must be Heilig. H-E Heilig. Fuck, it's not enough letters. I was trying to go with Heilig, the German word for holy. Piss. Um, the ig end is likely. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Black Salak. The yeah, Mac komplett Sinn. Das ist komplett sinnvoll. So yeah, the ig suffix something lig. So elvig, elvig, as in like elf-like is what I'm thinking. No, stupid. Um, Helig. So trying to go through that kind of thing. Belig. Um, Lessig, if that's a word, which it's not. And then you just kind of find yourself in the fun spiral. And I used to be so much better than I am now. I used to be really good at these because I used to do it all the time. And fuck. Um, I see exactly what you mean. But I'm thinking Selig. No, we can't have Selig because we already went through the S earlier in sport, and we couldn't. Sorry. Um, so yeah, I'm not entirely sure. We've got fair. Vileg. And at this point, you just find what I try and do is like then try and find a different word entirely that just uses a shitload of other letters just to like see if anything kind of pops out and narrows it down further. Um, so I might try something like um, hacker just to see if there's anything else. And there's a K. Okay, we now have all five letters, just none of them are in the right order. We have an E, a K, an L, an I, and a G. Leckig. Leckig? Uh, so, Leckig. Elkig. Kegel. Get. What the fuck? How? No, this is not. Right. So if we've got five letters, and we know all five letters, what permutation could it possibly be? L. So E has it's not this or this, so it's down here. L has it's not there, so it would have to be here. Cly, Clive? No, Clyde, Clyde, Gleich, Gleich. What the fuck? How? Right, okay. So we have all the letters. Elkig is in discuss Eklig. Okay. In my okay, so Black Sarlacc, du hast recht, and you help me there. In my defense, I've never ever heard the word Eklig ever. Um, but I've learned, and that's really helpful. Eklig. So the word for disgusting is das ist eklig. Okay, that sounds like it. That sounds about right. But also, damn. So yeah, that's that. I've got no things in the Facebook side of things. Just checking in on the stream elsewhere. Yeah, you're right. Egg clickers in disgusting. Cool. And that's it. How we managed to just about get through it. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of pals and just have a small chat before we go into another game of something. And so basically, how's your day been? What you guys been up to? So in my case, I my Sunday was very like relaxed and doing a bit of video editing until I hit like a mental wall, and then I slept last night around about 2:30 a.m. until about 11:30 a.m. My dog tried to wake me up a few times, and I just kept like ignoring her or falling back to sleep or whatever. And then thereafter, we just kind of uh, went to town, put some money in the bank, and while I was out in town, I was like, you know what, let's do something nice. And I cooked breakfast at a cafe in town, which is really sweet and wonderful. And then, speaking of sweet and wonderful, Shrove Tuesday tomorrow. It's Pancake Day. I know in Germany they celebrate Carnival. I don't know if like you guys have Shrove Tuesday or Pancake Day. Bitte sag mir, wenn das steht bei dir. Hast du Pfannkuchentag, womit as part of like the Easter celebrations man macht Pfannkuchen als Symbol für wenn man nutzt nur was sie habt in Haus. Um, I think I've said that right. That's yeah. It's the fucking Pancake Day. It's the a lovely little thing, and I like to celebrate it. And I'm probably going to celebrate that tomorrow, Shrove Tuesday. I won't be doing carnival stuff because that's just not what we do here. But I like the sound of it. That's really fun. So yeah, I had that, and then I've been doing a bit of video editing, and I'll tell you for why I have been video editing. A few days ago, Friday I think it was, I did a batch of like cover videos, which is me and my gigging setup. Got a lovely little pedal board, which also has like a looper on it and some other fancy gubbins. And in order to have showreel footage of like the stuff that I do at my gigs, set up the whole thing, and I batch recorded about 7 videos, and each video has 4 like camera shots, like a main one of me, a side one of like my uke strumming hand, a side one of like my face and my uke fretting hand, and then I've also got a pedalboard camera to like show when I like touch the pedals in the various ways. And basically, I've got it all lined up now in the session, but the wall I've hit is color grading and color correcting and making these shots coherent with each other, because I don't have much skills or experience in it, and I can only go take it so far. I can only get it to a certain point, but not fully right to how I want it. And it all comes down to just general experience with something like Final Cut Pro and color grading in general. And I've hit that wall. I've got 7 of these videos to do and get right, but it's just like I'm struggling to make that start. So yeah, after that, after a bath, after dinner and walking my dogs and stuff, here we are for streaming and stuff. Black Solix Sagt über Carnival. He says, I'm in the correct region for Carnival and all this stuff, but I'm probably not doing it. I got a bit sick today, nothing major, but not in the mood for pancakes. That makes sense as well. So yeah, I'd be interested to know what region you're in, because as far as I'm aware, Carnival is like Freiburg and Köln and like east and the east half of Germany. But do correct me if I'm indeed wrong on that front. But yes, so nice to have a little chat there. I understand that you're sick, und es tut mir leid, dass du ungesund sind. Nicht ungesund, ich meine krank. Es tut mir leid, dass du krank bist, und gute Besserung. Ja, tut mir leid, dass du nicht, dass du kein Pfannkuchengefühl hattest. But yeah, hopefully you find it elsewhere, if not tomorrow. So what I'll do now is we'll go for another game of Scrabble. I'll basically, if I can sign in, I'll just briefly sign into like my actual profile on Scrabble rather than as a guest, and then that might help me a wee bit. So play the computer, English UK dictionary, same timer. I'm cool with that. And then let's up the difficulty a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna do. Start game. So let's give myself a bit more of a challenge. Let's see how well I do with it. Black Salixagdus, he's in between Kern and Mainz. So Carnival Central. Fair enough. So apart, hating. No. Yeah, hating is probably a simple word I could absolutely make. And I've got a double ladder on the G. That's handy. Hating. Just going with that. Cool. Hating apart. It is. It's just taken ages for the game for the computer to think. That's interesting. Unlike in something like chess, where I can basically think about all my next moves while the opponent is thinking about their move that they're going to be doing, I can't really do that with Scrabble because I have no, like, obviously you've got what, 7 tiles at any one time, and you don't know exactly what those tiles are going to be in, and it's there are too many more possibilities, so I can't really be thinking a load of moves ahead, and I really can't be thinking many moves ahead when the game is taking so long. Why you take for a computer that should absolutely be able to not think and just respond very quickly? That surprised me a lot. I'm just going to refresh it, see if anything changes. Ribs. Okay, great. Um, so I was just trying to think briefly because I had a H and an E and an I, and I was thinking if I could like expand apart into like apartheid, but I don't think I have enough letters for it. Um, so yes, robes. Fair enough on the person getting double letters so quickly. That's good. Um, if I had like a C, I could make crepes, but I don't. So trying to find other ways to sear, as in like how you'd sear a steak, but also that's very basic and only like 4 letters, and I don't want to do just a thing like that. So if I can. Rager. It's very basic, 5 letter word, only getting 6 points. But yeah, it's going to push me a little bit, this one. See what I can manage. There's gear. Yeah. So, good point. Unfortunately, just due to the delay in the stream, kind of suggested ever slightly too late. But yeah, it's a good one. If I had like an N or an L, I could make never or lever. and then, you know, make a word kind of going around there. But Everest. Right. There's an thing, like an opium. Ooh, okay. I've got an opium here. Right. So, how can I try and like shift it around and find a way to slot it in? Opium is a good one. That's a really good one. I just need to find a place in which to slot it. So, op. Uh, mm, Opium is so good though. I have no idea where I could put it though. Opine, like opine, could have it there. Uh, uh, would be so good to have something like that. I'd be very careful in my wording to not accidentally say like, "Oh, it'd be so good to have opium." um, but yeah, just give it a shuffle a couple times, see if there's another thing that pops out to me, like prime, but I don't have an R, so um, smart. Smope. Not even a word. I would just. Oh, for God's sake. Uh, yeah, I didn't mean to actually submit the thing. Thankfully, it didn't let me do anything, which is fine. Uh, mm. I'm just gonna have to go with another four-letter word, mope, which is like an English word to like complain and sulk. Mope. Um, yeah, opium would have been a fantastic word had I been able to like properly use it. Severed. That's really annoying because that's a really good word. And well done, player, for jumping on my thing like that. So, uh, and here I've just got vowels, so there's not much I can do to like really expand on things to like make much words. um, okay, ma and e. All right, sure. I don't know what any of those mean. EA, no definition found, which is a great sign. Okay. Ma as in mother. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so what I'm going to do while I am here, gut and tea, that's annoying because they've trolled me. They've got like double my score nearly. That's really annoying. Okay. What's EA definition Scrabble? You guys can't see this, but I'm just so it's invalid in US Scrabble because it's not yeah, it's in EA means river in the Lancashire dialect. That's okay. So under the British, like that, under the British fucking dictionary, it's EA means river in Lancashire dialect. That's weird. An E. Okay, sure. Why not? That's weird. Scrabble's weird sometimes. Okay, so I'm getting trounced by the robot, but at least I now have like drive. as a 5 letter word. It's not using many modifiers and shit, but yeah. Unless I did DRO. No, because it wouldn't be able to do that, right? Uh, I could play river. Let's see. Rever. Trying to see if there's another R. Not really. Um, cool. Let's see what else we got here. So, I'm thinking like unity or something like that, using these kind of letters. But all right, more and wide. Fuck's sake, is more like like a Southern American expansion on Mar to mow? Oh, like I moor the grass. Is that how that is? That's a weird one. That's really weird. Okay. Um, equity. Is there a queue that's knocking around, or are they still in play? Fuck. Right. Unity. City. Like gutter, which isn't a thing. Um, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not swapping words and shit. That's not my style. I just like to stew over it and then complain. Hate we've got it. Ret. Okay, I'm just using this up so that the robot can't. Ray again. Ray the fucking diatonic thing. Et. Oh, I do not like that. Oh. Hold on a fucking minute. Okay, so 2 letter word. Et, to consume food. And had it have been like et as in the Latin for and or the French for and but to consume food, if that is referring to like Lancashire dialect of like fucking oh I ate a pie me thing where they say et like ate but they just pronounce it weird saying ooh I ate it like I've never ever seen et in that way written down. That's fucked me right. No, no. Scrabble is stupid, guys. Scrabble is a stupid fucking game, and the dictionary makes no pissing sense. So, what the fuck? Et, as in to consume food. That shouldn't be the thing. Even in the English UK dictionary, yes, we hear et, but whenever I hear like a Yorkshireman say, oh, I ate a pie, me, like that's only ever been written out as an ATE, not fucking et, ET. That's so stupid. Okay, sorry. Black Sarlacc, what's drivel? Drivel, I mean, I could give you a definition. It's basically rubbish. It's like if something is crap, I'm not watching that drivel. If let's see what Scrabble's dictionary has to say about it. To let saliva flow from the mouth. That is also true. Drivel, dribble, like that. But also, I've heard drivel used as like a term of hey, this is crap. You know, this is a load of drivel. I don't like this. This is drivel. This is drool, saliva. It's crap. So I've heard that. That's what that is. That's what drivel is. So yeah. Now I'm basically going to try and find a way of squeezing some of this out so that I can take over this. I'm thinking like laying. Layla. We have a couple of S's here, and I was thinking of like gutsy to expand on this, but it's not going to work, at least not for now. So lay's a very basic one. I want to try and slay. Yes, 4 letters. It's not great, but also, shush, I'm not very good at this. I've got a G here, so I could try and find like a U and make something like ugly. U. Gaia, yeah. G-I-A. For a triple letter. Oh, can I try? Does Y-I? It does not. Okay. Gully. I'm just going to have to go with slay for now. I've already lost. I accept my fate. Easy difficulty, I'm fine. As soon as we go to medium, I'm fucked, basically, is where we're at. So I just go with slay for this. My limitation is mostly like 4-letter words, and I struggle to do much beyond that, at least right now. Slay and B. How did you get like a double word? You did. Use a double word. Okay, that's crap, that. Okay, so to now trounce this, I'll tell you what my goal is for this. I want to basically not lose by like, I don't want my opponent to have beaten me by double. That's my goal. I'm trying to find a way to not win the game, not claw in the lead. It's just to not make their lead double that of my score. That's what we're going for. So, yes. On like, I'm trying to see if there's Gaia. Is Gaia a thing? Gaia. Okay. There's too many vowels. What am I supposed to do with 3 I's and 2 U's and an E? What the fuck am I supposed to do there? Tarpan and in. I don't like that. What's tar in this case? Oh, an expression of gratitude. Ah, tar mates. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, okay, great. Perfect. So That's annoying. That's really luge. And then is there an R left? Q R. There's one R. If I get an R, I'm gonna make Luger as in like a type of pistol, and then I can expand upon that. Luge. Also, German word Luger. Or does Luger have to have an umlaut for lie? Ich lüge, for example. Ooh, jit. Thinking like jitter. It is not. Okay, fine. Jit. Kit. Okay, that works for some reason, apparently. I'll take it. Just because it squeezes a little extra out of that. I don't really know what it is. But that's okay. Okay. Black Solix clarifies about the Luger thing. Luger, Luge, for lie, like I lie, ich lüge. It has to have an umlaut. Fair enough. It's umlaut or U with an E, because I know how some websites can be about umlauts, which makes complete sense. Fair enough. Luger without an umlaut probably isn't a word, but at least I'm aware. And yeah, Luger with an umlaut. Fair enough. I'm just hoping I can get that so I can like this R so I can then make Luger as in the type of pistol thing. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with J. That's gonna be a jilt. Or try a. Right, I've got the R, so I can make Lugar and try and pull something small out. Like Hex. Well played. Well played. Okay, I'm trounced. Thoroughly trounced, but at least I can do this. Lugar, get the triple word score, but also or. Can I make ear? I can't, so or it is. Zior? Of course not. Right, that'll do. Still, 25-ish, 24 points. I'll make that work. N would be cool for un, as in prefix. Yeah. I don't know if you can just put on its own as a word. I don't think that works. Aha, that's annoying. By ink for incorporated? No, fine. Unsevered. Oh my god, you have a Black Sarlacc. What a fucking shout that is. Unsevered. That's a fucking beautiful thing. That is so good. Oh my god, I would have never picked that out, but that is such a good thing. Well done. My god. Do you play this like a lot? Do you play this in English? How? Oh, that's really good. I'm just very impressed there. My God, well done. God's sake. Toy. Just to steal this before someone else does. Why? Unless I can. Joy. 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 Absolutely. Joy. Yeah, okay. Great, that'll do. 39. That's a decent. Okay, starting to catch up to you, Zoe. That's right. I'll take you on. That's right. Joy, that's decent. Okay. But now I've got all like these really hard words like fucking Q and a W and everything else. So EM and mu. What's mu in this case? A Greek letter. Okay, fine. And a M, a typographic unit. Oh, like an M dash. Okay, fine. I'll let you have that, you bloody robot, you. Fuck's sake. But now, oh my god, key. QI is a letter. So, like, QI is just like I can't remember its exact definition, but it's a very easy one, especially on a triple letter score like that. Key is the vital force that in Chinese thought is inherent in all things. Okay, cool. Black Sarlacc says that he's never played Scrabble in his life, so that's really annoying that you can like outsmart me in certain ways. But you enjoy riddles and have played D&D with Americans, so I have some vocabulary knowledge. Vocabulary knowledge. Fair enough. I've never played D&D. It'd be nice to at some point, but also I just never gotten around to it, and I don't know. I don't know if like I'm not even a theatre kid or anything like that. Yes, I did performing arts in high school, but I don't know how like what my acting is like and whether I'd really enjoy like role playing in that kind of game way. So yeah. So yeah, that was a very good little score thing for me doing that key there. Now, to try and jump on this, Idad. There's like Tidad? Is that a thing? Nope. D. Do we? Nope. God's sake. Do. Don't. I'm just going to have to pull that for now and see what I can try and do with this. I'm impressed with how I pulled the lead like that, but or not even pull the lead, but how I like kind of close the gap a little bit. I think that's a decent little something. Two very crap that. So all right then. iPhone. I don't care at this point. I'm just a bit tired. Deck. Can I hijack something? Do I... Die. Widow. Scion. Don't come at me for using 3-letter words. I'm very tired now and I'm not very good at this game. Also, it gave me a double word score, so snow. Okay. And I don't know where they're going to put the N on, and they're going to put it on the on and in, aren't they? And then they'll take my what? No, they put it on no. Sure, fine, great. They could have put it on there and had like 4 points instead. But all right, cool. That means that yeah, and I lost by 65 points. So great. Lovely, lovely stuff there. So yeah, 1 round of easy, 1 round of medium, and I got trounced. Okay. What I'm gonna do is we've got because my goal is to stream for 2 hours, and it's much easier to do a stream for 2 hours when you're doing like bloody what's the word I'm looking for? When I'm doing something like this, where I'm not being too noisy and playing music and annoying my neighbors in the bedroom next door, like that's really cool. So, yeah, I'll go maybe do one more game of this, and then we'll call it there. Yeah, it's nice to do something a little bit different. I'm Mark. If you want to support me further, you can leave a little tip in the PayPal, paypal.me/Mark Gallagher Music. It's in the description on YouTube and in the pinned comment on Facebook. Speaking of Facebook, I'll just double check. Yep, nothing there. And I can tell you the reason why. Because when I uploaded it, did the called it the request show when it wasn't, and had my like tip link in the description, and that's basically crushed Facebook's reach, which is really annoying. Oh well. So yeah, Black Salak and anyone else watching, if you want to give me a little tip in the little paypal.me/Mark Gallagher Music, that'd be very swell. Gonna do one more game of this and then see where we go. Okay, jowl. Love that word. Jowl is like the word, like the jaw and the teeth of like animals like wolves and dogs. The fleshy part under the lower jaw, the jowl. I love that word. So, not giving me much with which to work off straight away. So that's fun. Jew. Okay, that's okay. So I was gonna look for something like jewel. However, this also technically that works. Currently, it's not going to allow that as a word. And I know why it's not going to allow it as a word, because it thinks I'm trying to use it pejoratively. But it's not. Jew as a word, Jew, that is still a word in the English language, and it's a word that one could look up in a dictionary. That's not one that could be used like that's annoying. That's really that Scrabble, you annoy me sometimes. Okay, so Jew so well elf. Well, I could do elf, but that's a bit boring. I want to try and use up these fun things around it. So, cool. Black's Sarlux says he needs to sleep. Cool. Good to nacht. Really nice to have you pop by, and maybe I'll catch you next week. I think next week I'm going to do the saxophone stream again, and I'll kind of sort the playback out so that it's not too loud on the music and you can hear the saxophone properly. It's kind of the goal I'm going to go with. But yeah, thank you kindly. Tower is a good suggestion, actually. If I tower with the empty tile, yeah. T-O. I don't have an O or an I. I wouldn't be able to make it work properly. I don't think. But yes, fewer, fee. Few. Anyway, but yes, have a good night, Black Alex. Really nice to have caught up with you. Thanks for dropping by. And I'll be doing this next week again at Monday, 7 o'clock my time. That'll be 8 o'clock for you. And yeah, I'll catch you next time doing some saxophone-y things. Right, so the quo, like status quo, but I can't do that. So what? Toe and empty are toe. Yeah. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, you make sense. Tower. Beautiful. I could also do qua. O. Q. U. O. T. E. Right, I'm going to retract that in favor of something else. Quote. Q. U. Quote. Because that way I've got a triple letter on that. It's a much better scoring word. Cool. There you go. Good start. Let's see how badly I fuck this up. Okay. Play J to atta yay. What's yay in this context? Yeah? You. Ye. Oh yeah, like come ye. Okay. You. As in like a yew tree. It's a little thing there. Hmm. Yep, I'm doing this. If I can do this, twat. Yes, we've got a swear word in. Twat. Let's go. No definition found. Because it can't say, it can't, in good conscience say it's a swear word. But yeah, twat is 100%. Oh, I'm just happy that I've got the word twat in a game of online Scrabble today. That's really good. Sorry, I'm so immature. This. Oh, bloody. If I had an A, I could make fiscal and that'd be nice, but. Clef, because music. And I can pluralize it very easily. Clefs. Boom. Simple word. Not on any modifiers though. Or multipliers. So yeah. Stole. Thinking like what quotes and sit. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, fair. I could have probably tried to have done something similar with the SI hand instead of making clefs. That's a good shout. I was thinking like a tone. Tono. Tono. That'll have to do. Tone. Unless I went like with tone. Toan. Now I've got ease, so I can make tone. Okay. If I go tone. Delta. That's a good little play there. Glam. More. Come on. That's got to be right. More. M-O-R-E. More. Like more your boat. Or just more as in the opposite of less. I would have like mover instead, but I want to just use up that triple word score for ease. Because I'm already being kind of trounced again. God damn. Okay. A tone. I think that's what they did. Yes, that's what they did. I was waiting on another A to make a tone. I got VIP. I can make Viper or something like that, but I've got an X as well. Fucking X. Pixel. Pixie. Vapid. Sorry, really itchy. Did have a bath with like certain skin sensitive baths, but it's just been, yeah, not quite successful today. Okay, fair. Did they add that on a double word score as well? They did. That's really clever. Well done. Lax, as in like they are lax with their rules, kind of thing. If I did laxo, that's not a thing. Okay, so we've got this. Bod. Okay, that'll do. Does it officially mention cig as short for cigarette? Yes, fair enough. Hurry. Is there a Y knocking around? No, it's kind of buried. Otherwise, I'd try like hurry kind of thing. It's kind of gone a bit closed off now, so bit boring. IGH roof. Roo? Okay, at least I've got a double word out of it. It's not very fun though. if I hadn't A, I'd make cigar, and that'd be a bit more satisfying. ETT. Is tit allowed in this? Tit is allowed in that, and that makes me feel a little better about myself. Torn. Like Natalie Imbruglia. Did you know that that song's actually just a cover? Its original singer was like someone from Denmark, I think. Ice and Dion. Okay, cool. Makes sense. What I can do now is rough. Arf. ROI is return on investment, but they don't accept abbreviations. N. Age of Roth. Okay. Oof. That'll have to do. Right, okay, so right. Sarge, as in sergeant. That's what I can do. Sarge. Sarge. Yeah. That'll have to do for now. Yeah. It's a bit closer, but it's not great. It's not looking good for me. Can I do like Vabe, Vogue, Vibe? Let's just go Vars again, because that's a simple one. Unless I do Vine. Bovine? Or do I need an E on the end? And if so, if I stuck an E here, error doesn't work. Okay, so Robin. And I still have like the letters for vase and stuff. P. I have no idea what they is in this sense, but I'll take it if it just covers up the triple word thing. They is no definition found. Okay, they Scrabble dictionary. VAE Scrabble word. Because what does it mean? It's valid. No definition found, but it is in Scrabble word finder, which, okay, sure. This robots use the word zit, which, okay, fine, sure. This is a bit closer. I'm only like 20 behind instead of the 50 or whatever it was that I was beaten by last time. Elk. Very simple, very basic. It's not my best work. But if they've just got U's, then that's going to be fun. Let's try up. And great, I get a couple points as well. I still lose by about 20, by about 15 points, which that's not bad. That's not bad going considering how trounced I was last time. Um, yeah, I played some decent-ish words and decent-ish strategies. Um, the best thing I did was probably what quote in the early thing, and then you know cyst and delta. I liked that play there, but yeah, it was my stuff was mainly just about taking these four-ish letter words, popping them around bloody these modifier squares and going from there. And that'll do it for the stream today because it's 9 o'clock. It's been 2 hours basically, minus like a few minutes. But yeah, started ever so slightly late today because it was just walking the dog. My day now is going to see me schedule more videos for my YouTube releases. Maybe make a start on this like color correcting, but I might have to just put it off until tomorrow. Also, recently, like just today, I got some strings in the mail. Dario. Also, just today, I managed to get some strings in the mail. Dario, these XT strings for bass. Basically, I've got my P bass, which has I've not changed the strings since I bought it last year, and they still had a bit of life in them, but that life is gone now, and they're kind of a little visibly rusty. So I used my D'Addario rewards points to get some bass strings instead of spending like 40, 50 pounds on them. So I basically got them for free, basically. And that might be my plan tonight, is to just restring my bass and see how I get on with them. Anyway, that is it for me today. Next week, I'll be here at 7 o'clock, but I'm going to be doing some saxophone stuff, which can be really interesting. I did it last month. I had a fun time. Going to try things a little differently setup wise, but hopefully you still enjoy the music. And I'll catch you guys next time. Make sure you leave a tip in my PayPal.